Hey, welcome to a short tutorial on Claude cowork. Today we will be talking about 5 use cases where you can use this. First, you will learn how to organize your desktop or any folder you want. Second, you will learn how to create dummy data on Google Sheets using Claude cowork. Third, you will learn how to build a 20-year family financial plan. Fourth, you will learn how to basically analyze blood reports and keep track of health parameters over a long term. And the fifth use case teaches you how to create a personalized learning library. Let's get started. So the first use case is very simple. We have a folder desktop_copy that contains a lot of files. We are going to use Claude cowork to organize the files in this particular folder. So in cowork, make sure that desktop_copy folder is selected, and I'm just going to type in organize files in this folder. Okay, so it thought about it for 15 to 20 seconds and has come up with 3 options for me. Either organize it by the file type, by project or topic, by file type plus project. For this demonstration, I'm just going to select option number 1. Now you can see that it has recognized certain subfolders. I'm just going to leave them as is. On the right hand side, you will notice that the desktop copy folder is getting cleaned up. Over time, it will have lesser number of folders organized by Claude cowork. The entire process took only about 2 to 3 minutes. If you are following along, ask Claude cowork to reorganize further based on the content of the file. The second use case is quite interesting. We are going to connect Claude cowork to Google Sheets to put some data in. In order for this step to work smoothly, make sure that you have Claude Chrome extension installed. Now make sure that you are signing in with the same account in the Chrome extension and also in Claude desktop. So now I'm going to type in open Google Chrome, create a new spreadsheet and add dummy product data. So here you can see that it is creating tabs. Now you can see that Claude is asking for permission. Let's click on allow this action. And here immediately you can see that it has opened spreadsheet. And if you actually go to Claude, you will actually see what it is trying to do. You can see that it is able to see the spreadsheet and you can see that it is going to populate it with data. Now behind the scenes, it is going to use computer code for it. If you are someone who is interested in that, feel free to click on these tool calls and understand it further. For now, if I just click here, you will see that the product data has been populated automatically without any intervention. So the third use case is going to be very helpful for you. We are going to ask Claude Code to be our personal financial planner. Here is a realistic use case for an Indian family. I have put this in the description. You can copy and paste to follow along and feel free to modify it according to your situation. So let me quickly summarize this for you. I am describing a hypothetical scenario of a family with 2 kids and they have financial goals. Their goals are clearly mentioned and we are asking Claude cowork to plan this and create a plan in a Google Sheet which the family can then see and review. So here you can see that a very reasonable question is being asked. Now I'm going to be selecting tier 1 city targets. I'm going to be selecting the second option, and for annual inflation rate I'm going to be selecting 8%. On the screen you will notice that it has selected Excel to do the calculation, though we asked for Google Sheets. Okay, so the task is complete and it took more than 5 minutes. And you can see that it has created an Excel sheet. I have not yet opened the Excel sheet. I'm going to ask it to take the same data and put it in a Google Sheet for us. As we did before, let's allow Claude to use the browser. You can see that it has opened a new Google Sheet. Let us see what it does next. Interesting, it has actually used the Google app script to populate the entire sheet programmatically. Now here this can go 2 ways. If you are someone who are already familiar with a bit of programming, you will understand that this is actually a great approach. However, if you're someone who has never programmed before, this can be very scary because it is actually creating that entire Excel sheet with a computer program, and if it messes up, then the error will actually be in the computer program. I hope that makes sense. So now on the screen, you can see that it has opened app script and I'm very confident that it is going to start pasting the entire code to do this task. Now here you can see that it is asking for additional permissions. This time I'm clicking on allow all browser actions. This is a tricky one. Do this only if you're really confident about what you're doing. Since this process is taking a lot of time, I want to explore the Excel file it has created while Claude cowork runs in the background. This you can see is a fantastic Excel sheet. On the first sheet, you can see that it has key assumptions, and in the second sheet, it has a clear plan. While opening the Excel sheet, Claude cowork came back asking for more permissions so that it can still do its Google Sheets task. I'm just going to click on continue. Moving on with the Excel sheet, you can see that it is perfectly planned. The first block is the income block. So here the annual take home is mentioned in row 6, and you can see year on year it basically grows. And let us see if it took into account the fact that it doesn't grow beyond 45 lakhs, and clearly it has captured that. And what is the second block? The second block is basically the annual savings allocation. So here you can basically see that it is saving up for home fund, the car fund, child 1 education, child 2 education, and emergency. All of this is in lakhs, so you can check if this actually makes sense or not. So here it also shows the goal progress for every year. For instance, year 1 home down payment progress, we are at 24.6%. And if you look at the car purchase progress, we are at 20%. And child 1 and child 2 education, we are at 2.7 and 2.2%. This I think is a very neat calculator. Let's go back to Claude cowork and see if it has completed the same task on Google Sheet. This is mind-blowing. In Google Sheet, it has actually created the entire code. Obviously, it is facing some errors. We'll let Claude cowork figure it out. But then when I click on this, it has actually created the entire financial plan on Google Sheet. It is having the same structure, assumption, 20 years. And here you can see that everything is just completely based on formula, right? If you're able to see the top, it is all formula, which means you can edit it whenever you want. I'm pretty sure that this process will take a little bit more time. Now, what happens if you face a bug here? When I say bug, let us say you're seeing a number which is not correct. Go back to Claude cowork and let it know what the mistake is, and it is going to fix it. Okay, so let's move on to the fourth use case. See, we all fall in two buckets. We either have people that we care about health-wise, or we care about our health. Now, in this case, what I have is I have 2 blood reports. These are all made up reports, right? And you can see the patient name is myself, Sarab. So this is a made up report, right? So all the numbers here are not to be trusted. I will provide this sample in the description as well so that you can download and practice. So what I've basically done is I've basically taken 2 reports, one in December of 2025 and the other one is in January of 2025. Now what you can do is you can actually take your reports. Say you have 3 or 4 medical reports, put them in a folder, and you can basically tell Claude Code that, hey, analyze my blood reports and tell me what has improved. Now you can basically see that it is reading the PDF files. Okay, and you can basically see that it is saying that every area that was flagged has improved to normal, right? Now, obviously, this was a made up data, and when I made the PDF, that is exactly how I made it. One of the key things that you guys should know is that when you're testing Claude cowork, always have some type of a test. For instance, in this case, I know that the first PDF had poor data, blood-wise, and the second PDF had better data. So I have to always check that it is actually working out fine, at least for once. The first time you are trying out a use case, do this. And once you gain confidence in how Claude cowork works, then start using it. The last use case is very powerful. It can be used for anyone who wants to learn something or someone who wants to teach something. Now here I have this prompt. I have put this in the description so that you can copy it. What this is going to do is create something called as a Claude skill. So a Claude skill is a set of instructions, both text plus computer programs, which Claude uses to create repeatable work. I'll just show you how it looks. So right here, you can basically see that when I run the skill, it creates a folder called lessons. And inside that, it creates a file called index.html. And this is my personalized learning library which Claude cowork has created. So for instance, if I want to click on the basics of supply and demand, it automatically teaches me. And not just that, it basically quizzes me as well. Now, what is the difference between learning from this and ChatGPT? Well, this lesson is customized for you, meaning you can tell Claude cowork that, hey, teach me this with topics A, B, and C, but not too much about topic D. Once you have the conversation, you will say, hey, use my lesson creation skill to create a lesson. And that is what is happening here. So you can see that I have pasted this prompt. You can just paste it and Claude will basically work on it for say 3 to 5 minutes. And then what it basically does is it creates a skill for you. And this skill is called as learn topic. So I'll click on copy to your skills, which means this skill is now available across all of my future Claude cowork conversations. So now I can basically come in here and type something like, hey, create a new lesson with the learn topic skill on engineering behind ceramics. Totally made up topic. Let's wait and see what Claude does. Okay, so looks like that got done. I'm just going to go to my main folder and click on index.html again. And yeah, there you see engineering behind ceramics, block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4, block 5. It does this because I asked it to create, break down a lesson into 5 blocks. And I think this is just fantastic. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this video. If you like this, please let me know in the comments. Put in a reasonable amount of effort to make this video. So it would be nice if you can actually subscribe and share this with someone else as well. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.